I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days.
Hey everybody, welcome into the live. We're in a different location today, so hopefully you guys can hear me okay using my wireless microphone. So let me know about the sound. That way I know whether to turn myself up or turn myself down. So hopefully you guys are having a wonderful Monday, start of the new week. It is very cold here where I'm at. I don't know if it's cold where you guys are, but hopefully you guys are staying warm inside. Got my dogs over here today. They're behind me in the studio, but they're laying on the bed right now. So like I said, welcome in everybody. It's good to see you guys. And as people are coming in, I know this is a different time for me to be going live. I'm actually switching up my live schedule a little bit. So I'm going to do more live streams during the day. I want to do them earlier around like 12:15, but I had an appointment today, so I couldn't, and I have appointments all week except for one day. So we'll be kind of scattered, but just make sure you know your bell icon is set if you want to be alerted to new content. Also, if you're on your cell phone or you're using like an iPad or something like that, make sure your actual device is set up to receive notifications for YouTube through your settings on that as well, or you will get any notifications to any of the creators that you love to watch. So with that said, hopefully you guys will do all that and hit the like button for me, and we'll get into today's live. So hey Casey, hey Dion, and I don't know if Princess is still in here or not. And then everybody that's in the chat that's watching, welcome in, welcome in. Let us know if it snowed where you guys are from, because I think it snowed pretty much the whole like Midwest up to like the east side, so eastern side. Thank you. Thanks. I was going to put this candle. I was going to light this candle and I forgot. It's a Christmas candle. Now I don't know. You know, like when you have a candle, it's just candles with me anyway. I don't know whether to burn it or not, like, or save it to be a decoration for next year, which I got these candles. I got 2 of them on sale at Target for $5 each. So I should just burn it. I should just burn them, you know what I mean? But it's cute. And then look, I got a little Christmas tree here. It has a lid, but I was going to put Q-tips in there, but Vincent was like, how am I going to get my hand to get a Q-tip? And I'm like, oh yeah, true that. So we just use it out here. And then my little tree. I'm trying to be festive. And then I've got some stuff above me. And actually, I don't move the computer. I could show you guys and show you kind of where I'm at. There's like a lamp, a couple little signs. My studio for my store. So yeah, it snowed and it's negative. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is like it's degrees here, but it feels like it's 2, and I was so ready just to come home. Like I was beyond ready. So as I pull this up, I'll like talk to you guys. But yeah, I had to go to, appointment today, and then I had to run to the stores. I'm just like, can I go home? Can I come home now? Ready just to, be home. So, but like I said, welcome in. My name is Tanya, or Titanium Built. Titanium Built is the channel, and my name is Tanya. So we do talk true crime here every day. We talk different cases. So if that's something that you're into, if you guys aren't aware, I did do a live earlier today. If you want to step back, you can watch it. But basically, it was me walking outside to my car because I was trying to get on live with you guys. But Brian Walsh was convicted today of murder in the first degree of his wife, Anna Walsh. So sentencing will be Wednesday for that. And I think I'm off Wednesday. So we'll see what we can do about that. But today we're going to talk about the Idaho 4, and we're going to talk about Ava Wood. So Ava was interviewed live, video conversation hosted by investigative journalist Vicki Ward. She was the co-author of the book, The Idaho 4, with James Patterson, which we did do a whole read through of that book. In that interview, she described her personal experience surrounding, the day the bodies were discovered on November 13th, 2022. Including hearing sirens, seeing friends in distress, and being, present soon after the emergency response began. She also talked about the emotional aftermath, how deeply the murders had affected her and her community, and the period leading up to the killer's sentencing rather than the full trial. So, according to participants and commenters, the interview was released in 2 parts, but I've only seen the one. So I think that's what they just ended up doing, the one. Together. So if you do find the other one, let me know, because I've been looking for it, but they said there was like 2 of them, but I didn't see the other one. So, but some key points that they are going to go over. They're going to go over, the morning of November 13th, how she had to kind of be there for her friends and comfort them. And she speaks about how she knows the victims. She was in a sorority, I believe, with Kaylee. And she describes, just the shock and the grief, hearing, everybody outside and just what happened. So, but for, context, if you're not sure about the Idaho 4 murders on November 13th, 2022, 4 University of Idaho students, Kaylee Gonzalez, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin, were found stabbed to death in an off-campus house in Moscow, Idaho. So the suspect, Brian Koberger, a criminology PhD student at Washington State University, arrested 6 weeks later, charged, and ultimately sentenced after a plea deal. We waited 2.5 years for a plea deal. This case drew nationwide, international attention. I mean, everyone wanted to watch that trial. I think that it would have been a good one, but unfortunately, we don't get to. I don't know what's wrong with my hair today, but just don't worry about that. It's nasty out in Florida, really, Deanne? When I was I was mad today at Florida because in Deerfield anyway, that's where my cousin used to live. And sometimes it'll pop up on my weather instead of my weather location. And it came up 50 degrees. And I was like, really? Really? It's like really, really, really cold here. So, okay, let me jump over here and pull this up for everybody. So this came out a while ago, but I just didn't see it up until now. It was like 2 or 3 days ago, and I watched this and I was like, how did we miss it? I don't know if you guys missed it, but I missed it. So we will we'll watch this. Also, I just saw it, so it reminded me. Remember the DoorDash girl that we talked about a couple weeks ago? There's like a case too, so I might do a short video on that. Okay, but thank you guys. I appreciate you so much. Really, Dan? You're not in Boca, are you? Is that why there? My aunt's from Boca. Lukewarm temperature in SoCal, but it's nice though. But it's nice, Julia. My boyfriend's from outside of LA, so we go all over when we're there. -8 in Illinois. No. Hey, dreaming of blue skies. I'm dreaming of blue skies, that's for sure. Okay, so let me go back. I don't know what I say. I've watched the whole thing, but at one point, They do have a little bit of like an audio issue, but it gets fixed. I'll just kind of maybe fast forward through that part.
Everybody, welcome.
Oh, I have to do the output thing. It's weird because like I've never have to do this on my other computer. Output would be the speakers. Okay. There we go. Now it's working. All right. If you guys don't mind, hit the like button. We'll play this. I'll pause it for commentary. And if you guys have any questions as like, it's playing and you hear something and you're like, wait a minute, put it in the chat. I'll make sure, I keep my eye on the chat. I'll be in there with you guys and I'll pause it and we'll go back. I'm not sure what this little thing is here on the screen, this like little flaggy looking thing, but maybe that's her logo or something.
I am delighted to have joining me today, Ava Wood. Those of you who've read the Idaho 4, my new book with James Patterson about the college murders in Moscow, Idaho, will know that Ava lived next door to 1122 King Road, and that Ava was one of the friends of the 4 victims who went over there on that awful morning of Sunday, November the 13th, 2022, and that you were...
Not to interrupt so fast, but do you guys know where she lived? Like Ava? She didn't live in the 1112 house, did she? I'm just curious because she looks so familiar, but I can't place her. You know what I mean? I probably saw her in pictures.
Were interviewed by the police, and as we also now know, you'd had your own scary experience in your apartment close to that house a few weeks before that you told the FBI and you told the police about. And I know, you were you expecting to be called if this thing had gone to trial, Ava? Yes.
Yeah.
You were expecting to have to testify?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Unfortunately.
So what I'd love to do is, first of all, let's get your thoughts on Brian Kosberger.
Thank you. And I don't even think my mic was on that whole time. So sorry, guys, if you can hear me better now. Sorry about that.
Sentencing last week. What happened in that courtroom? Well, you were in California, right? You did not go for that.
No. Uh-uh.
But first of all, were you surprised to see Emily Allant stand up and testify on behalf of Bethany Funk, one of the surviving roommates?
Yes. I anticipated Emily to potentially speak on behalf of Xana. So when she was the very first person to walk into the courtroom and give the statement on behalf of Bethany, I just felt my heart sink because, Emily is one of my closest friends and I could feel her anxiety through just the camera and through the phone. And it just was not a good feeling seeing one of your best friends having to go do that. But, I'm kudos to her for doing it because it takes such a strong individual to be able to go up there and read a statement, whether that was a personal statement from her or read somebody else's statement on behalf of them.
So was Emily, I mean, I obviously, have got to know you and Emily, all of your friend group so well. It's been one of the great privileges of reporting this book. But I didn't know that, I know Emily and Dylan Mortensen were very, very close sorority sisters, right, in Pi Phi. I mean, that's why Dylan had reached out to Emily that morning.
Mm-hmm.
But so why do you think Bethany reached out to Emily? I think you've told me when we've chatted on the phone that happened literally at the 11th hour the night before, right?
Mm-hmm. I think Bethany trusts Emily. I think Bethany knows or knew that Emily has already been in that courtroom once before when he entered his plea deal weeks prior. So I think that Bethany maybe felt comfortable and confident that Emily was going to be able to keep her composure as much as possible while reading Bethany's statement.
Had Bethany considered doing it herself? Do you know?
I don't personally know that question, so I don't want to give any like false information, but I would assume yes, that she was potentially planning on going to give that statement herself. But I think as obviously the time swindled down to the actual morning or even the night before, I get it and I understand backing out because your emotional well-being is far more important than going and giving a statement when you maybe just cannot do it.
So, Ava, what did you think as you watched that hearing? I mean, we had Emily, then we had Dylan, and then we had each of the three families other than the Chapins. I mean, can you walk us through sort of the gamut of emotions you felt watching that and watching him?
Mm-hmm. So obviously there was 4 different cameras or 4 different screens that was televised. 2 of which were facing him and 2 of which were, or one of which was facing the judge and the other was facing the podium. And obviously right when it started and I saw Emily walk into that courtroom, I felt my heart like just sink into my stomach. And I was going through all those emotions of like, okay, I need to gear up at the fact that this is going to be hard. This is something that we are all reliving, not just me, but my friends and the families. We all have to relive this moment. So when I watched Emily and Dylan's victim impact statements, or Bethany and Dylan's victim impact statements, I just was crying through the whole thing. And I was crying because my heart was with my friends. My heart was with those people. And I couldn't imagine the amount of anxiety and overwhelming feeling that they were feeling because I was feeling it sitting on the other side. So watching that was really, really sad for me.
Well, and they had, if you think about it, 2.5 years, right, to put those statements together. And you go through a lot of different like stages of grief, when you're going through grieving of your friends being murdered and you guys surviving, and then you have the survivor's guilt on top of it. I don't know. I don't even know if I'd be able to do my own victims impact statement. I think that Dylan did an amazing job. And I think
And
Bethany did too, but just Dylan getting up, and that was powerful to me.
then obviously all the other families that decided to speak and give the statements. At the end of all of it, I felt very numb. Like, I almost didn't feel like I had any more tears left to cry. I didn't want to cry anymore over the situation just because it has been so long, and I don't want this to continue to ruin my life and consume me. Uh, the Gonzalez statements were extremely powerful. I don't think there's any other way to describe that than the word powerful. Olivia was so poised. She kept her composure. She was very matter of fact. She knew exactly what she wanted to say. And if Olivia was my older sister, I applaud her because that was just incredible at the way that she didn't continue to victimize herself. She didn't continue to let the defendant know what chaos he has created in their lives. Instead, she wanted to call him out and almost turn the tables back on him and say, this is the chaos that you created in your life, not mine. So that was pretty impactful in and of itself. And then when Bill Thompson and the judge kind of gave their own statements, that was very gut-wrenching to me, just because I don't believe that a judge would typically give their own opinion in a situation like this. You can tell that a very, very large portion of the nation despises the defendant himself and has nothing good to say. So it almost felt like seeing that judge give his own little statement, and the fact that there was another maybe prosecuting, it was either a defense attorney or a prosecution attorney that has been doing this for over a decade, and he always finds something nice to say about the defendant. And the fact that that person said, I could not find one good thing to say about this human being, really solidified what a monster he is.
But so let me ask you this, though, Ava. I mean, I spoke to James Fry, the Moscow police chief, at the time of the murders over the weekend. You know, I've been in constant touch with Steve Gonzalez, who, you know, like you, was very, very proud of his eldest daughter, Olivia, and how she conducted herself in that courtroom. But, you know, James Fry said to me that he's really seldom, if ever, seen such stone cold, immovable lack of emotion on somebody, you know, a convicted murderer's face.
What's he going to do? Right? I mean, I genuinely, that's like a genuine question. Like, he knew as soon as he was arrested, he knew he knew what he did. He knew what he did, right? So either you're going to throw a tantrum like Taylor Business, you know what I mean, and just be like a tornado in court, or you're going to pull like a Sarah Boone and write a million letters to the judge and get 12 lawyers, you know, go through 12 lawyers within 5 years, or you're going to just sit there and not say anything, and because you know you're busted. And if anything comes out of your mouth, then you know that you know that could be held against you. So you might as well just sit there and not say a word. That's exactly what Ann Taylor told him to do. I bet you. Just sit there and look straight ahead. Don't look at anybody, because if he turned around and looked behind him or something, one of the families, if they were in there, they could have said something could have happened. You know what I mean? Like an argument, you know, so I don't know. But I bet you Ann Taylor told him, just sit there, look straight ahead at the judge, and don't say a word unless you're spoken to. Right? Like I guarantee you. I guarantee you that's what she said. No, no, they can't. Not now. No, he's already been prosecuted and put in prison for the rest of his life, which I think that's going to be hell for him. It already is. I mean, and he's already living his own little personal hell, right? He's complaining about Peru. He's complaining about the inmates yelling through the vents at him. He's complaining about his food not coming on his tray. He's complaining about the quality of the bananas. Now he's saying he's going to off himself if he doesn't get moved from that unit, from J unit to like H unit. I mean, he's doing everything that he can to get moved, and he should know that he's living in luxury, like, property right now. We saw his jail cell. That thing's huge. He'll be in a 6x9 in no time, and then he'll really be hating life. That's when you know he'll be hating life.
And this is the first sentence.
And my thing for people that are like, Brian's innocent, you know, and there's no like substantial argument for that, let him move in with you. Would you be cool if he lived with you and your teenage to, you know, young adult daughter?
He has been to, but it really, you know, he said he's never actually seen such evil personified before. That Brian Koberger's lack of emotion was truly frightening to behold. And so, and obviously the fear of the Gonzalez family was that, he now goes to prison and he gets to control the narrative in some way by writing a book, by giving interviews. I mean, what was your feeling about that? I mean, you must have thought about it now in the days since.
Yeah. I was not surprised by his reaction at all, considering how many times he has appeared in a courtroom with, his defense attorney, the prosecution, the judge, reading off all these different court documents, all these different charges. He never once showed any kind of emotion. And
He did smile at Ann Taylor a couple times. I do have pictures of that. So he did do that.
within the last 2.5 years, when this act had taken place, I knew, and the details that I did know were evil. So I knew that the face behind that act was going to have no sort of reaction to begin with, because he didn't have a reaction when he did the act and tried to keep his composure. So I was not surprised by his reaction. And if anything, I'm kind of relieved that he didn't have any kind of reaction, because he doesn't deserve the fame on him being like, oh, wow, this was the first time he showed a different reaction within the last 2.5 years. Like, no, you keep that same reaction that you have, because that's the type of person that you are.
I like that. You keep that same energy. Like, I like that she said that. I don't know. I feel like that, He was not medicated, honey. They do not give you an aspirin when you go to jail. You have a pounding headache. You wake up from a hangover because you went to jail because you've been boozing, and you say, "Can I have an aspirin?" And they're like, "You got a prescription for that?" We don't have any on our cart, and the cart keeps going. He was not medicated. They would never medicate him. Actually, he said that he wasn't medicated. He in one of his things, because he just got the judge asked him. Well, the judge asked him before he pled guilty to all the murders. Are you on any substances? Did anyone give you anything? Did you take anything? And he said no. Did you remember that part? Yeah. He said no. No substances. And he could talk. He was talking perfectly fine. He wasn't slurring his words. What are you talking about medicated? Gee, who have you been watching? Who tells you these things? Who tells you that? Who told you that? It was an obvious and a behavior change. No, no. We're gonna challenge accepted. When Kohlberger was first arrested, this is in Pennsylvania. You want a close up? There you go. You want another one? There you go. Looks the same to me. Hold on, we're not done. Then he came over to Latah County. He just decided to come over here. This is where he murdered people. Went to court for the first time in his beautiful prison suit that they just put those letters on for him. Here he is with Ann Taylor. Doesn't look high to me. Doesn't look medicated. Doesn't look messed up. Doesn't look like he's anything but Brian Christopher Kohlberger. Oh, here he is. Still looking okay to me. Look at this one. GQ magazine. He thought that's what he was in for this one. Hold on, I'm going down. Going into court. Going into court. In court. Look at those hands. They're not moving. Those eyeballs. Look at them eyeballs. They're about to escape his head because he ain't high. Oh, wait. I forgot about this one. Turtle suit. Got this one. I got this one. I got a lot. Does he look high? He's opening the door for himself pretty much. Anybody? Does that look like a picture of a man that's on drugs? I mean, he plugging his own eyebrows, maybe, yeah. Any of these? Is that, I mean, right there, sentencing day. I don't think so. That's just me personally. That's my personal opinion. I don't think he's on drugs.
So,
I mean, you obviously must have got straight onto the phone with, your friend group, who is all part of this close circle. I mean, I know of the 4 victims, Kaylee was probably the one you knew the best. Is that fair to say? Because you're an AFI, she was an AFI.
it's a toss-up. I became so close with Xana. She was my rock, and that's how I became so close with Emily. So, I mean, I loved everybody in each different way, but yes, Kaylee was my sorority sister. I did live with her in the sorority house for 2 years, so we did get to know each other on a different level. But then once we moved out into our own apartments, I lived across the street from Xana, so I kind of gained a different relationship with Xana because I was over there 24 hours of the day. I would go over there in the morning and come home at night. So at times I felt like I was an honorary Pi-Phi, an honorary roommate who was always over at Xana's house. So it's a toss up between, who was I closer with, but I loved them all individually in different ways, for sure.
So what was, after that sentencing, what was the general takeaway among you all? I mean, do you feel you can now put this behind you? I mean, you know, uh, when something like this happens, I think Dylan Mortensen said it very well. You're not, you can't rewind the clock. Something has changed forever. But, but, did it give you some closure?
Yes. It feels good to no longer have to worry about court dates coming up or trial coming up, when all of us are working, it's not easy for us to just take time off of work to go sit in a courtroom where we actually really don't want to be. So I'm just glad that that piece of it is over. I do feel that there was some sort of justice that was served because now he can never do this to anybody else ever again. And if there was a jury and we did go to trial, there could have been a potential for him to get off or 100, there just could have been so many different outcomes, whereas this one was written on the books. It was set in stone. There's no possibility of him getting out. So, do I feel a sense of closure? Absolutely. But there will never, ever be any kind, the proper amount of justice will never be served, ever. So, I feel like I can breathe.
Can you share with the people tuning in and who no doubt will be watching this later as well? Why were you being called to testify? And because if people haven't read the book, they may not know the story. What was it that you had that prosecutors thought was important to talk about at a trial?
So it could have been a number of things. I was subpoenaed by the defense, so I would have been having to answer the questions to Ann Taylor. Obviously, I probably would have been cross-examined by the prosecution side as well, but it was either because I was on scene that morning and Ann Taylor wanted to know what I saw that morning, what information was said at the time of the crime scene when we were all sitting outside to try and poke those holes, or she was calling me because of the relationship of my apartment and I can see directly 1122 King Road. that could have also been another factor. And then the third factor was when I got pulled into the police station the morning of November 13th, the police had asked me during my interview or investigation.
And I believe I have hers on a video. I'm gonna let my dog out. My dog is being weird. Now she's fine.
Was there anything that we need to know about that was out of the ordinary or scary within a certain time frame? And I was like, wait, yes. So on October 14th at about 1:03 in the morning, I have metal stairs that go up to my apartment. So the metal stairs are actually attached to my apartment. So you can hear footsteps and it shakes the entire apartment. So I heard these footsteps coming up my stairs. And I heard my doorknob, because it was a pretty finicky doorknob, and I actually got a deadbolt added to it right when I first moved in a year prior to this incident happening. I heard my doorknob like try and open, and it was locked. And I, at first, was a little freaked out, but then I realized it's Moscow. Moscow's safe. I've never had an issue or a fright or a feeling that Moscow.
That's the second person we've heard this from too. I'm gonna go back a little bit.
Wiped out, but then I realized it's Moscow. Moscow's safe. I've never had an issue or a fright or a feeling that Moscow was unsafe. So my initial reaction was, this is just somebody leaving a party. They're probably intoxicated. It was an accident. They might not know where they're going, or they were just trying to come into my apartment and say hi as an old friend. Then it got me started thinking after the incident happened, what if it could have been the defendant himself?
As an old, as an old friend, no, you better not come and walk up in my house while I'm trying to be sleeping.
What if this? So I feel those could have been the three reasons that the defense did subpoena me and want me to testify at trial.
Well, and take us back to that awful morning. I mean, why was it that you were outside that house? It was because you looked out your window, right, and you saw. So why don't you just walk us through what you did see?
So I woke up 9 o'clock on Sunday, and was just getting myself kind of ready. I was cleaning my apartment. I had some homework to do before the following week, which was Thanksgiving break. So I just wanted to catch up on any projects or homework that I had. I made lunch, I made soup, and I was sitting down at my kitchen table to get ready to start my homework, and I heard sirens. And I was like, oh, I didn't think much of it, but then they kept getting closer and closer and louder and louder. And before I know it, it felt like they were in my apartment. That's how loud it was. So I obviously was concerned and looked outside my kitchen window and saw police officers and an ambulance on King Street and Queen Street, but I didn't see where they were going. So then I went into my spare bedroom and I looked outside and I saw my friends, Emily and Hunter and Dylan and Josie and Bethany, standing outside and clearly distraught. And the first person that I saw was Emily. That's my person. That's my buddy. And it was the initial reaction was something's wrong with potentially Emily. And I need to go out there and comfort my friend. I need to make sure that she's okay. And she was cold. I could see that so clearly. So I stopped what I was doing. I had shorts on. I had a sweatshirt, or I had sweats on and like a t-shirt. I grab a sweatshirt, I grab my blanket, and I run out there. And I didn't lock my apartment. My phone was about to die. And I go out there and I put the blanket over Emily's shoulders and I just like melted her.
This is where the sound messes up.
Sorry, Ava, the internet.
Yeah, this is where like the sound or something messes up. I'm not sure for how long. I might fast forward it for us.
That's okay.
Plagued by internet problems at the moment. Are you there?
Yes. So can you hear me?
So go on. I think you've frozen.
Yes.
Annoyingly. Yes, I can.
So I run
I
outside. And I
can.
can you hear me?
Yes, you can't hear. Can hear. Yeah, like they have like I don't know if it's the whole video though.
Do you want to?
Maybe it's
I'm
not.
here.
I can't remember now. I watched it 2 days ago.
How is
Okay.
your connection? Do you want to?
Wait, I
Do you want
Go ahead.
to? Are you there?
I'm here. I can see you clearly.
I can hear you, but I can't.
It's like this on a live when you have someone come on.
Are you there?
I'm here.
I think this Ava girl
Right,
is
your
so
screen
cute.
is frozen. My end. Hopefully, it will just catch up. It's quite annoying.
Maybe this is why
It's quite
maybe this is why they were going to do that part too.
annoying. So go on. Keep explaining what happened.
So I run out of my apartment. I put the blanket on Emily, and I just pretty much melted her down to the floor to sit and hold her. And my initial reaction wasn't so much of what's going on, it was more so to make sure that Emily was okay. And
If I was Vicky, I mean, I'm just saying, like, if I was Vicky Ward here, I would just not even mess with the camera part, and I would focus on the sound, right? Like, turn the camera off, focus on the sound. You know what I mean? That way, like, you can, I don't know, just the interview would have been better. Like, instead of her like grabbing the camera the whole time, you know. Oh, good. See, I'm thinking about doing it a little bit earlier, around like noon, but I have so many appointments this week. So I'll let you guys know at the end, about my live schedule if you guys are interested. Oh, really? JTV? Oh, well, I'm glad, DM. I'm glad. I'm glad you guys are here because like I wasn't sure about the new time, but I think it's going to work out.
and then they started putting the caution tape up. I was in my head about where's this person? Where's this roommate?
Mm.
Who do we need to call? Where's this person? And so it
Sorry to interrupt her again, but I wonder if like seriously, if she was going, okay, there's Dylan, there's Bethany. Then she's saying, like, she's looking around, like, what, these are the other friends that aren't, but they're not the friends that are in this house. Like, I think in my head, I would have been like, okay, there's two, where's the rest? Like, we're missing at least three, right? We're at least missing Kaylee, Xana, and Maddie. Maybe that she wouldn't have thought about Ethan right away, but she probably would have because everyone says that he stayed there like every night. Like, he had his own apartment, but he always stayed with Xana. Oh, Julia, me too. I think that the Gonzalez's found out through the cousin. They had a cousin, I believe, or something. Like Kaylee's cousin was calling them, and then they were told just stay there. An officer will meet you at your home. I mean, it's bad. Now, it just depends on what you kind of been through in your life, if you haven't been through like a crazy death or something to where the police have come to your home to tell you, you may not think that right away. You may think, "Oh my gosh, like Kaylee's hurt," but and thank you so much, Julia, for the $2. I appreciate that so much. Um, but I know that Maddie's mom was already on her way, so Kaylee's parents didn't want to call her and cause her to like, have an accident or something, like she was already on the road there. I believe the same was with Ethan's parents because Ethan's either brother or sister called them and told them to come. It was his brother. It was Ethan's brother because I remember he said Ethan's not here. And Ethan's mom's like, "Well, what do you mean?" And she was in the grocery store, remember? And he said, "Ethan's not here." And she said, "Well, go find him. What do you mean? Like, you just go find him." And that's how she found out in the grocery store. she left her cart there where she was standing, and she left and she got up Jim, and they went straight to Moscow. So, oh, it is Julian. I'm so sorry. And I love the name Julian. Actually, I dated a guy named Julian. Was it you? Was it you? Was it you? I'm just kidding. But I did date a guy named Julian. I love that name actually. I didn't see the end. I'm so sorry. I'm blind in one eye, so I'm gonna blame it on that, even though it was me. It was just me.
Was probably 20 or 30 minutes where we just kind of sat in silence and we were crying. And I was holding Emily, making sure that she was okay, comforting her. And then Hunter came and sat down with us. And so I put the blanket over him too. And finally, at one point, I whispered into Emily's ear and said, "Where's
Hold on.
Xana?"
You know what I'm going to do?
Oh, I hate her right now. What's she
Yes.
doing?
Ava, can you see me?
I can see you.
She's getting to the good part.
Where'd she go?
They said they were going to do a part 2, but I never saw a part 2.
Technology is a wild thing.
Just leaves her there. I don't know. I don't know if I watched this whole thing. I might have stopped it actually. So right here, the stream ends. Right here. Yeah, she puts her on the screen all big. Look. She's like, okay. So I don't know why that. Maybe I need to go to Substack. I don't know what Substack is. But someone was saying that there was 2 interviews, but I didn't see the other interview. I looked on her page. Let's see, what the hell is Substack actually? An economic engine for culture? Do I have to sign up? I don't know if it would have the video there. That's what I'm wondering. I knew books. Yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, she was just getting to the good part. Like, where's Xana? Like that. What? Didn't mean to leave you guys on a cliffhanger, but no. I saw somewhere where it said that they were going to do 2 interviews, but this was like 4 months ago. So I'm going to look for the interview really quick while we're. Would it be on Substack? They have podcasts. Okay, I'm going to sign up really quick. Y'all better for this one. It better be here because I want to see part 2. Oh wait, create an account. Okay, I don't want. Oh, I have to like pick things really quick. Okay, what if you don't like any? Okay. I don't know what this means. Can I just subscribe? Let's see if it costs anything. Because I always forget to like I always forget to cancel the after like the free trial ends. I finally got rid of Fox Nation after 3 years of having it. And I only did because like there was nothing ever on there about like Idaho 4, and that's really what we were using it for. So I think Vincent's off for the dog wants to go out there. I don't know if I have to put an at for my handle or not. But I did. Okay, I don't want to say anything about myself right now. Okay, start reading. You're all set up. Okay. So trying to see where I can search for this lady. Oh, wait, search Substack. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, I did. I don't know. Oh, you know who I'm thinking of? I keep calling her Vicky Cook, and you know who Vicky Cook is? Well, first off, I think that's the officer that the 2 inmates she like broke them out of prison. I think her name was Vicky Cook. But also when we were covering Jillian and hey, Mia, be cool. We were covering Jillian and Veronica's case. There was a lady named Vicky Cook in that also. Let me let her out really quick while I'm doing this. Hold on 1 second.
I was muted. I kicked them both out. Thank you guys. Vicky. I was like, I think I'm spelling her name wrong. I spelled it wrong. I spelled it with a Y. Okay. Vicky Ward investigates. Oh, you investigate stuff now? Vicky. Okay, let's see. 5 days ago. Okay, let's go over here. I'm gonna share this with you here. We're just gonna see if we can find it. If not, I'm gonna find it. It's like, she did it like 2 or 4 months ago though, so. But that was the first interview. If she didn't, like, why didn't she do the second interview? Like, that's crazy. That was like, did she not go back and review her video and be like, damn, she was just the good part, right? And if you guys see it, because I'm going so fast, let me know. But if I don't find it on here, I'm gonna look around for it. There's a lot of stuff. This is the first one, right? Yeah. This is the one we just 2451. Let's see. And I lost it. This is 2452. So yeah, this has to be the same video. Let's see.
Store. I am delighted to have joining me today, Ava Wood.
Yeah, we can fast forward it and see if it messes up. Yeah, see.
For 30 minutes where we just kind of sat in silence.
Man, Vicky, where's the part 2? We need a part 2, Vicky. Vicky. Oh, actually, I was going to show you guys something else really quick. Before we got off here, let me see. Dang it, Vicky. I'm gonna look for it though. I'll find. You know, if it's Idaho 4 and it's a documentary or a podcast or a video, if it's out there, I will find it. I will go to the depths of this earth to find it. Oh yeah, there was a word on here, and I don't know how to say this word, so we're gonna just let this little thing tell me.
Ingratiate.
Why would I be using words like ingratiate that won't even look up in the dictionary? Brian Koberger is reportedly trying to ingratiate himself with notorious killers from behind bars. Now, I don't know where Chris McDonough is getting his information, but he's getting a lot of it. And if I was the prison warden, like at that prison, I would be asking questions like, who the hell is telling Chris McDonough all this stuff about Koberger? I'm just saying, I mean, is it, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to think about it because he just so happens to find the black glove on Thanksgiving at the crime scene on the ground. And then like, I don't know, he always has like this information. Now he has like this information that's like insider information, but he doesn't tell it all, right? He doesn't say like, this is all of it. He says like one thing at a time. One, like, he like he's dragging it out. You know what I mean? Like, just tell us all of what's going on. What's he doing? What's he doing, Chris McDonough? What's Koberger really doing? But it says that you know, he's trying to I guess now he's trying to hook up with notorious killers. I don't know who, but I do know Rex Heuermann and the smiley face killer Jefferson. They talk and they talk about the butter that Rex Heuermann doesn't get in his prison. So he's sad about that. But it says he even has filed complaints about food harassment and the size of his cell. I can't wait till they move his ass to a 6x9. He's in the medical kind of like ward almost, like where they hold you for a while. He has like a hospital bed. We saw the inside. He's going to be laying on a metal freaking bed with a gym mat for the rest of his life. and he is complaining now. This is the best sleep he's ever going to get. He should probably thank his lucky stars. The convicted murderer who brutally butchered 4 University of Idaho students in 2022 in a home invasion is now serving 4 consecutive life sentences plus additional decades. I don't know what they're going to do. Just, bury him and bring him back from the dead and say, here's 10 more years. I don't know. Fox News reports that retired homicide investigator Chris McDonough, citing insider knowledge, said Kohlberger has been attempting to contact high-profile serial killers, like who? I don't want to know. While in custody, McDonough told the outlet that Kohlberger sees himself above everyone around him and has tried reaching out both inside and outside the prison walls. What? None of that makes sense. Who told you that he said he sees himself above everyone around him? Because I'd like to know. He added that it remains unclear whether any of those overtures have been reciprocated. Well, we'll find out if he gets in prison now. Ooh, too bad we couldn't fake and pretend like we were a serial killer and write him. But then we'd have to have that mailing, you know what I mean? That weird mailing. Like, what if they take it out of the envelope? Ooh, we need to find out. We need to find out if they take the mail out of the envelopes, just give the mail to the inmates, or if they give the mail and the envelope to the inmate. I'll pretend like I'm somebody I'm not. Don't tempt me. Kohlberger pled guilty earlier this year after he attempted to avoid the death penalty after his attempt failed. Prosecutors detailed how he drove from his home in Pullman to Moscow for a 4 a.m. ambush, fatally stabbing students Maddie, Kaylee, Xana, and Ethan. Investigators say he left minimal evidence but dropped a K-bar knife sheath containing his DNA, ultimately leading to his arrest. He almost did it. He almost committed the perfect crime. I'll give him that. He almost did it. But turning off your phone at 100% when you don't ever turn your phone off, I mean, and doing things like that, that's circumstantial evidence, And that's what we used to work with before direct DNA. So since entering the state's most secure unit, Kohlberger has complained repeatedly about alleged mistreatment. According to Fox News, he filed grievances claiming he's been harassed and taunted by inmates and has pushed to be transferred out of J Block. McDonough told the outlet that Kohlberger has recently focused his complaints on food quality, particularly bananas prepared by inmate food workers, citing his vegan diet. Bananas are vegan. Kohlberger's housing unit keeps him isolated for 23 hours a day, a precaution officials reportedly take because other inmates view him as a target. But McDonough said Kohlberger dislikes the restrictions and has implied he may harm himself if he isn't moved to a different block. He characterizes the threat as a possible manipulation tactic. Oh, it is. It totally is. It just like, they'll say, I'm going to go on a food. I'm going to starve myself if you don't do whatever. Or I'm going to keep throwing poop at the wall if you don't do this. He's trying. Good try, 214-163. Or 163-214. I said that backwards. Oh, they don't get the original? Yeah, I was thinking about that, the drugs and stuff. That's what I was thinking about, the envelopes. Get Vincent to write it. Vincent's too good of handwriting. We need somebody with messy handwriting. I swear, killers always be having the messiest handwriting. Oh, he has been in 6x9. Well, there you go, Betsy. 6x9 for him. I thought about actually taping, like taking my chair and everything out of my studio, right? I might do that tonight and just do I want to do like an experiment and just see how long I can stay like in that 6x9. Like see if I can do it for 23 hours. I'm taking an iPad though. I'm taking an iPad with me. And I'm taking selfies of myself like Alec Murdoch did and sending them to you guys. So just so you know. No nips will be shown though, just like Alec Murdoch. He was like, where's it? Where'd they go? I don't know if you guys saw he did pictures when he got to jail. I didn't even know you could do that. Dion, I don't know how he didn't get fired from that TA position before he actually did. 13 complaints. And they weren't small complaints. They were complaints of these people were, he was being creepy McCreeperson, and he had to have known he was being creepy. I don't care who you are or what disorder you have. You know when you're being a little creepy. I mean, standing over someone's shoulders while they're typing, standing in the doorway while someone's trying to leave, walking with someone, they chase them down while they're walking to their car. No, thank you, ma'am. Yeah, they even put money on his commentary. Oh, Ashley, how was it? I bet it was beautiful. Yeah. He acted like nothing was wrong. He went back to school like he did. I would. I mean, that's why there's a big difference between me and Koberger. But I couldn't imagine doing what he did and then just going back to school, going to the doctor. They loved him at the doctor's office. Going to the DMV. They loved him at the DMV. I think they sent him a Christmas card. Like what? Insanity, I tell you. I think that's really all I have for you. I'm going to look about this other. Oh, you can leave a reply. I'm about to be like, where is part 2? You were leaving us hanging. Where's Ava? I'll look her up on TikTok. I think I will. I'll be like, please come on. I'm no Diane Sawyer, but please come on and tell us the rest of your story because we want to know. What'd you say? What did they say when you said, where's Vanna? That's like a cliffhanger from hell. Oh, he looks so good, so peaceful. And 15 years younger. That's nice, Ashley. They did a good job. My dad looked pretty good too when I saw him. The only thing that was with my dad was he always slicked his hair back. That was his thing. That was his thing. He thought he was Elvis. Every time he'd go in to see my mom at work, he had this little comb and he would take it out of his back pocket and he'd be looking in his rearview mirror and he'd be doing his hair. And I thought, like, as a kid, I didn't think about it, but as I got older, I just thought that was like really sweet because he was still trying to like look nice for her, right? And so he would always use this comb, and I got that after his accident and a bag of stuff. But whenever we went to the funeral home, they had like his hair parted kind of like mine to the side almost, and I was like, oh, I just wanted to like mess it up a little bit, but it is a Fonzie move, PKC. It is. Yeah, it is a Fonzie move. All you needed was the leather jacket because he wore white t-shirts. Oh my God, he kind of was like Fonzie. Wow. He used to wear bandanas back in the day. Oh, is it on her YouTube channel? Is there any way you can send that to me through my email and we'll watch that on the next live for sure. Man, you guys are good. When you're good, you're good. I'll put my email in here. So I'm going to jump off here because I think Vincent's off of work. I may come back later, but I'm not sure. I might just come back tomorrow. I have. Oh shit! Okay, I'll squeeze this in. I'll squeeze this in. Okay, yeah, someone send it to my email if you guys would. That'd be so great. And then I'll come back on I can even come back on here in a little bit and we can watch it. I'll just put like part 2. Google the keyword and that's it. Okay. I guess I could put. Oh, that's the first one. This is the first one. Yeah, I only see the first one for some reason. I'll look for it if you guys can't send it. But if you can, that'd be great. But yeah, I'll come back on and we'll do like a part 2 here in a little bit. I'm gonna grab something to eat. I had Nate today, and I worked out earlier, and we might work out now. I don't know, depending on if Vincent wants to. We're supposed to. Today is supposed to be our first step in our journey. He'll probably say, wait till the new year. We did, oopsie. We got like 6 inches of snow. We got a lot. We got a lot of snow. Okay, I just put it in the chat, but it might not have here. There it is right there. And I'll put it back in the chat. And thank you so much. You guys are the best. I put it back in the chat too. Well, thank you guys. Man, Brooksy and Betsy are on it. You guys are on it. And thank you again, Julian, if you're in here for the super chat. I really appreciate that so much. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'll come back on either later tonight or tomorrow. I'll like squeeze us in because I have an appointment in the morning and then appointment in the afternoon. One's this way, one's this way. That's my life. Shoot, my wrist is cracked. But thank you guys again for being here. If you guys don't mind, will you take a second and hit the like button? It really helps the channel. I'm not sure how many likes we have, but it would be really great if you guys could hit the like button. Also, if you guys don't mind, stick around, put a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think if you're watching on replay. And I will be back later tonight. Okay, I'll look for it. I'll look for it, Betsy. Thank you guys. Yeah, if you guys can't send it, I will look for it. But I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys all later tonight. Bye, guys.
Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just kicking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Count 'em like the 4-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and